Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on the video. If you haven't seen it already, I have actually already uploaded a Hydroid rework video as well as the Grendel Prime build and review on my channel already, so go ahead and check those out. But right now we're going to be talking about the Zylok Prime. And before you ask, yes, I have the Incarnon adapter installed. So let's go take a look at it. This is going to kind of be more of a re-review of the Zylok because I've actually already made a couple videos on the Incarnon, one when it originally came out and one when they fixed it. So there really isn't a whole lot to say outside of just some stat differences. And if you're curious about what those are, they're actually very good. If we compare it to the old Zylok, you'll see that it got a magazine buff, a crit rate buff, a crit multiplier buff, and all of its normal status changes have been buffed as well. So pretty sizable buff, I would say. I think it's definitely worth getting and reacquiring the Incarnon adapter if you want to keep it on your old one. However, if you're like me, I went ahead and actually took off the adapter and put it on the Prime. One thing you should know though, if you do that, you will need to refarm the Pathos clamps and the other materials in order to reinstall it. However, you will not have to redo the evolution missions that are normally required when you get one. They'll already be saved, and you can just reselect the ones you had. So it's kind of a 50-50 in terms of you give and take. So you got to farm it again, but you don't have to do the missions. So it's kind of nice. As far as the evolutions, you've got the standard, the activation. I went ahead and went for the increase your damage from reload. Reload speed, kind of feeds into this one. And then I went ahead and went with extra crit chance and extra status. Now, this is the build. It is a 4-forma build. I do have a Riven on it. If you don't have a Riven, this is just multi-shot and viral. It allows me to actually use galvanized crosshairs. If you don't have a Riven, I would just take out galvanized crosshairs and the Riven and just install viral. Just put cold and then toxin. Super simple. You can basically net around the same level of damage. Galvanized crosshairs I am using just because I don't have crit chance on here, and because I'm using secondary deadhead, I'm already going for those headshots in order to give myself the highest amount of damage. Because even though this is a radial type weapon, it still heavily favors precision damage, especially in its non-incarnate form, which we'll see here shortly. So the thing I like about this is, again, those bonuses to its overall stats. I was actually quite impressed as far as how much they kind of buffed it. And even though the overall amounts are small, when you add those mods, it definitely increases it quite nicely. And as you see in the just normal form, it's not bad, especially when you get that viral going. One shot and it kills them. Especially when you've got Deadhead going. You can get pretty decent damage. And for the Incarnate form, it's, like I said, it is radial, so there's a good chance you're going to hit the enemies to the side. And once you get Deadhead going, you're pretty much one-shotting these people. You even get a little bit of red crits going. Is it really, would you go out of your way to really use this weapon? Probably not. There are a lot of better secondaries, in my opinion, that don't require such a narrow usage, a very niche use. So I mean, it's good damage for sure, but at the same time, you're really just praying that enemies aren't moving if you're not using something like Hydroid. But the damage is there. You get the viral proc going, and there is a little bit of radial, so you're kind of priming the next target. And I, if you've been a part of my channel, I've already talked about this weapon pretty extensively. So this is kind of just a re-review of the weapon as a whole. Having the Incarnate stats. It's all right. Nothing's really changed outside of just a little small stat bonus. And just to re-review, here are the stats of the Prime version. Okay. They're pretty similar to the non-Prime version when you have the Incarnon adapter installed, because one thing that DE for some reason does is when you install an adapter on a non-Prime version, they have different stats than um, the regular Incarnon version. So you can actually swap it here, and if you look, here is crit chance at 30. The non-Prime version is 32. It's almost negligible. So hardly anything. Only certain evolutions kind of you'll see a difference. So if you really want to and you love the Zylok, go out and get this and make sure you put the Incarnate adapter. But honestly, I would probably just level it up, and if you've already got the Incarnate adapter installed on the non-Prime, I would just stick with that. I don't really think it's really worth it. Hardly a difference. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Super short, super straight to the point. Again, I'm trying to cover all the new things that got released with the update today. So expect Grendel's melee weapon, the Masseter, coming out right after this video goes up. And then after that, I will be doing a full breakdown of Dagath, because she kind of has a lot going on. So stay tuned for that video. Check out my channel as well for Grendel's video and Hydrid's rework video. But with that out of the way, again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.